too, you know?
Nobody can stop the Crimson Fleet.
Moving to Stargate.
Does the UC really think sysdef scares us?
Howdy.
Always looking for the next mark.
As long as the credits keep rolling in, life's good.
Pardon.
Hey. Hello.
All the helmets of my enemies.
What's up?
I want to find Andreja and bring her with me.
Okay. Hello. As long as the credits keep rolling in, life's good.
Nobody can stop the Crimson Fleet.
Yes?
God, I love this fucking game. It's the best Bethesda game. I don't want to play other Bethesda games after this. I don't want to play Skyrim after this. It just doesn't have the same quality of life at all. You can just bring your base with you to 1,200 different planets. Like, I don't get why the scene didn't like this game. I just don't really understand it. I don't get it. Oh, I did damage an arc, huh? Or arc, right? Not arc, but a raider. Right, a raider. I suppose I should eat dinner. I've not eaten today. I will cook something. I will be right back.
Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Moving to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Sorry, I'm coming. Alright, I'm coming. Alright.
Approaching Stargate.
Oh, I need to probably dump my contraband.
Autopilot jumping.
I'm gonna run a timer for my dinner.
Warping to station. Autopilot disabled. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Something's attacking me, is it? Oh, a butcher's attacking me because I was sitting down? Okay. Yay, it's raining again. Okay, let's go get the water elemental. And this will be enough and I can leave. Stone God 4. I love that. I never get tired of that.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
It's gonna be fun when it's campaign. I'm doing it to like 26 mobs. You see these like 26 stone things go up, and it's gonna be so fucking fun. I've never done Black Mage in campaign, but I'm excited to do it. With a tank, I probably can do it. With a tank, I probably can. Okay, so supposedly here, we scooted with supposedly 36 mil. It's like 36 mil a run if we sell. But if we reprocess right here, it'll just stack Megasite, Trit, Isogen. That's just what I'll do. Yeah. $400 mil in Trit, Mex, Pyrite, etc. We just keep on like, yep, and then 4,600, or yeah, and 51 mil in Bez. If we view the market detail, we see that, let's look at my market orders. And I am selling, no, everything I was selling sold. So let's sell Bez. I reprocessed that whole load, and I guess I really need to do that. Let's see if we can get the 51 mil for this. Let's see. Oh wait, 51 mil. I can get 47 right now for this. 47. But if I charge right now, okay, so you're saying if I sell it right now, they'll pay me 11,250. But if I sell it in the station, I can get 15,200. Oh, I should stir my dinner. I can hear it frying. 1 second. Gotta pee. Ice Cube went. I don't know. Throw some fruit in this. No, don't go away. Okay, sorry about that. Just making dinner. Okay, warping out. We got our clusters.
Your skill has increased.
I did sell the Bez, huh? $15,100. It's worth 63 mil this way. Or I could 63 mil. Or I could take 48 right now. I think I want fast money. Oh, my LSI came back. Let's repost. So I saw that larger amounts of bids didn't really work. I'm going to turn the heat off my dinner now. happier if I fed you right now? Would you be happier if I did it right now? You would be, huh? Okay. Do it right now. We can eat at the same time. She was very happy that I did that. Okay, there is 157 open HyperNet offers. It is a very competitive market, so let's see if we can get this. 94 mil, 940 mil. And this one we definitely bet on immediately. LSI. Okay. And yeah, move this so I don't get logged out. And then I'll set a new timer. And I'll kill the music for now. I'm in the middle of doing this, and I will do that. And I will play Starfield for a couple more hours. Okay. Actually, I think I will log in Rust while I eat. And I will do a Starfield load afterwards, which sucks. But anyways. I'm gonna go to YouTube. Okay, and
who would have thought being a chef could help you win fights, farm better, and even see in the dark? Well, thanks to Rust's new cooking update, it actually does. In this video, I'll walk you through everything you need to know, like the new cooking workbench, crops, chicken coops, bees, and pies. Hey guys, Jafar here, and let's get started. Think of the cooking workbench as the central component to all the new cooking features. This thing is basically a new version of the mixing table, just way more useful. You can make bread, pies, teas, and even craft gunpowder with it. If you've got one of these set up, you won't need your old mixing table anymore. It also comes with a built-in fireplace, so you can still cook your meats like a barbecue. The cooking workbench can be researched at a level 1 workbench, costing a total of 230 scrap to unlock in the tech tree. Now let's talk about where you can get the ingredients to start baking. The first step in our journey to craft pies is to pick ourselves up some wheat. You'll find it growing near rivers. You can eat it straight away for a small buff, or get seeds from it and start your own farm. If you don't really care, you can spam the seeds down outside your base, and they'll still eventually grow. Otherwise, use a planter for a more controlled growth, but you'll need to make sure to water it, not too much though or you start drowning it, and include fertilizer to make sure it's happy. Wheat also prefers warmer climates, so if you want the best stats, you can use a heater. It's used to make bread or as a raw ingredient for all pies, so definitely grab it when you see it. While you're at it, grab some potatoes and mushrooms found in forest biomes, along with some corn found at rivers and apples within food boxes, as they're used in a few pie recipes. Chickens are a big deal now, mainly because you'll need eggs for a bunch of recipes. To get started, craft a chicken coop at a level 1 workbench with a tech tree cost of 60 scrap. Place it down, open it up, and you'll see it needs food, water, and an egg to get going. You can hover over the little question mark to see what food works. Now you're probably wondering, where do you get your first egg? You'll need to find a wild chicken, follow it around, and after about a minute or so it will drop one. Take that egg back to your coop, chuck it in, and after 2 minutes you've got yourself a chicken. Once it's hatched, you'll need to keep it happy. Make sure it has food and water, give it sunlight, and show it some love every now and then by patting it. If your chicken's happy, it will keep laying eggs, around one every 4 to 5 minutes. You can then use these eggs to hatch more chickens, or for crafting pies. However, if you're not interested in the eggs, you can kill the chickens to harvest them for their meat and cloth. If you don't plan on killing them, you can give them a custom name in the chicken coop, so you can get completely attached. To make things like apple pie, you'll need honey. You can find wild beehives hanging from oak trees. Hit them with a tool to break them and you'll get yourself honeycomb. But be ready, the bees will come after you. You can fight them off with a lit torch by swinging it around, or just wear a hazmat suit and ignore them. Or honestly, just grab the honeycomb and leg it. They won't be able to keep up. Once you got honeycomb, you can eat it, feed it to chickens, or extract it into honey. It's also useful to know that eating it will reduce your radiation by 15 points. This makes it handy to carry around if you're going into monuments like launch site. Finally, you can use honey in your cooking workbench to craft the apple pie. If you want a steady supply, build a beehive where it costs 80 scrap in the tech tree. It needs a special item called a beehive nucleus to activate. These drop randomly at about a 10% chance when you extract honeycomb. There are 3 grades of nucleus. Grade 3 is where you start, and it levels up to grade 1 over time. Once it hits grade 1, it stops and you can make up to 15 honeycomb an hour. You'll notice some stats at the top to indicate the beehive rating. Bees like a temperate climate. If you're in the snow, you'll need a heater. However, as of right now, I'm not sure if it's bugged, but even with heaters, the max temp you can reach in the snow is 5 degrees Celsius. In the desert, you're just kind of screwed with the penalty, as there's not much you can do. Happiness also affects how fast it levels up. If it's 100% happy, it produces honey at the grade's default rate. If it's cold or unhappy, it will take a lot longer, like taking 20 minutes for 75% happiness, or around 100 minutes for 50 happiness. Now we finally have all the pieces together to craft a pie. Every pie gives you a solid chunk of calories, hydration and health, or you could instead use it to throw at your enemies, dealing 10 damage to the chest. Let's compare the pies to the other food items, ordered by calories. Additionally, they come with some special buffs. Some are great for PvP, while others are perfect for farming. Chicken pie gives you a 5% better chance of getting positive crop genes when placing down seeds. Handy if you're into farming and looking to get yourself a god clone. Apple pie gives you night vision. Seriously, it actually makes a huge difference if you're roaming around in the dark. Here's a comparison between what you can see normally versus having the apple pie. The pumpkin pie boosts your max health by 10, so you can reach 110 max HP. However, it doesn't stack with the max health tea, as you'll end up just overriding the currently active boost. The hunter's pie reduces how much you bleed when you get shot, which makes a big difference in fights, as you'll now only get a max of around 1 to 4 bleeding. Fish pie gives you extra comfort. More comfort equals more passive healing when chilling in your base or roaming around, as you can now get up to 71 health with 25% comfort when roaming.
Hi, lovely kitty.
Bear
Get on
pie
my
increases
lap.
the
Come on, kitty.
effectiveness of harvesting tea
Get off my
such as
table.
ore, wood, or scrap tea by 50%. It does, however, reduce the tea's duration by 50%, so it's best used when you have a lot of nodes close by. Here's a
Hi,
comparison
did
of the
you like your
resources you
dinner?
can now get when the bear pie
I think you
boost is
did.
active.
We ate at the same time, kitty. Wasn't that nice?
Increases the rate at which you heal over time by 200%. This means when you either consume food, use a syringe, or
Oops.
bear pie increases the effectiveness of harvesting
I
tea.
missed
The
some of
pumpkin
this.
pie boosts your max health by 10. So apple pie gives you night vision. Seriously, it actually makes a huge difference if you're roaming around in the dark. Here's a comparison between what you can see normally versus having the apple pie.
Which is dope. I like that. We'll do an apple pie.
Chicken pie gives you a 5% better chance of getting positive crop genes when placing down seeds.
Oh.
Handy if you're into farming and looking to get yourself a god clone. Apple pie gives you night vision. Seriously, it actually makes a huge difference if you're roaming around in the dark. Here's a comparison between what you can see normally versus having the apple pie. The pumpkin pie boosts your max health by 10, so you can reach 110 max HP. However, it doesn't stack with the max health tea, as you'll end up just overriding the currently active boost. The hunter's pie reduces how much you bleed when you get shot, which makes a big difference in fights, as you'll now only get a max of around 1 to 4 bleeding. Fish pie gives you extra comfort. More comfort equals more passive healing when chilling in your base or roaming around, as you can now get up to 71 health with 25% comfort when roaming. Bear pie increases the effectiveness of harvesting teas such as ore,
Oh wow, so wait, so there's one pie that just keeps you healing all the time?
roaming around, as you can now get up to 71 health with 25% comfort when roaming.
Wow.
Bear pie increases the effectiveness of harvesting teas such as ore, wood, or scrap tea by 50%.
Wow.
It does, however, reduce the tea's duration by 50%, so it's best used when you have a lot of nodes close by. Here's a comparison of the resources you can now get when the bear pie boost is active. Finally, the pork pie increases the rate at which you heal over time by 200%. This means when you either consume food, use a syringe, or medkit, the rate at which your health will tick up is much faster, going from 1 health to 3 health every tick. And that's it for the pies and cooking update. Thanks guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.
Oops, did I feed the chickens? $17 honeycomb. One beehive nucleus, yay. Okay, we have another beehive nucleus. Now we have endless food and water. And I will look at other stuff, like learning how to string boxes and such. Oh, Destiny accuses his son of being a pedo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mutahar, and you know, ladies and gentlemen, I got to talk a little bit about a bit of controversy here. Now, I don't know if you know about this small little indie game called Arc Raiders, but I've been playing it a little bit, and to give you an idea, it's not something that I can commit to 100% yet. I can't say that it's like my game of the year at the moment. I can't say that it's the best game ever made. Haven't put that many hours into it, but I actually like what I've been playing. All right. So for me, I like playing games with the boys. And my experience playing this game with the boys has been absolutely amazing. Now, for anybody that doesn't know what Arc Raiders is, it's the new extraction shooter on the market. And the fact that I'm enjoying it is a little bit of a shocking thing because I actually don't like extraction shooters. Like, there's nothing that gets me bricked up remotely thinking about Tarky time where, like, yeah, you know, I want to just jump into a game world, bring some loot, try looking for more loot and locations, maybe fight some AI, and then get dinked in the head by some fucking hacker on the other side of the world. Yeah, that always, you know, anytime I hear about that, it just sounds like such an infuriating mess. And the times that I've played Tarkov, like, yeah, it's been fun, but it's also been incredibly infuriating. It feels like I'm usually shuffling around for like 30 minutes before, again, I come across an actual encounter. Like, if I want to get mad at a game, if I want to get pissed off, I'll play a game of Rainbow Six Siege and then immediately remember why I don't play much multiplayer shit these days, other than like some Battlefield and now Arc Raiders. Now, Arc Raiders has been absolutely fun for me because it's more of like a friendly game. Like, I've actually met more friends in the world than I've actually met more enemies. The graphics are actually quite sublime. The actual looting mechanics are simplified and streamlined enough. So for somebody like me that just wants to go in for like a quick 20-minute raid, even by myself, it's not a bad experience. It's actually quite enjoyable. But the thing about it is at the end of the day, It is just another multiplayer game, and I haven't put enough hours into it to think if it's going to be something that's going to make me put in thousands of hours just yet, okay?
I've already
But
put
that being
100,
said,
I think.
ladies and gentlemen, no game is safe from controversy this year, it seems. And I don't know about you, but this is Eurogamer, and, you know, video game journalism and video game reviews are kind of like this mixed bag. People love jerking off these companies whenever they give, like, their favorite game, like, a 5-star. But when they give a 2-star review to a game that's unanimously loved by so many people right now, yeah, it's controversial. So why is this review a little gross, right? Gross in the machine, according to the actual tagline here. So they say it's a smart shooter marred by one inexcusable decision. Now overall, the actual review is, I would say, pretty positive. Like, they do kind of talk about how the community is overall like an actual positive group of people, as opposed to just a group of tarky dickbags. But the actual questionable thing over here is, and I want you to get ready for this, okay? It's gonna rustle your jimmies a little bit. It's gonna might pucker your asshole. Yeah, it's got AI. Ooh, AI. So, I didn't know it, but they also made the finals. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, Arc Raiders, for me, if you made me review this, I'd say 5 out of 5. Game runs underneath Linux. The anti-cheat works, so I'm already, like, excited. For me, I don't like to come across the controversy for this kind of stuff, because ultimately it's like, you know, I'm enjoying a game, it supports Linux, please God, don't make a glaring mistake. Now, the glaring mistake over here was the fact that they used AI. The design is overshadowed by the specter of artificial intelligence. So apparently, Arc Raiders uses the actual machine learning algorithms for its animations. And then, of course, text-to-speech based performances generated from the voices of real actors. So again, what they talk about over here, most specifically, is that the voice lines are aggressively mediocre and a stain on the experience. While speaking characters are mostly limited to traders, though player characters also vocalize emotes and pings during matches. So, you know, when you ping like a tower and it's like, tower spotted, that's probably like AI, right? When you do speak with them, their voices are flat and emotionally blunted. Now, this is actually a pretty true statement. Now, I do not care about the storyline for this game. Every time the story comes up, it's like porn story for me. Like, you just press the escape button and, like, just skip through. Like, just get me to the actual reason I'm here, which is the gameplay. But they are actually not wrong here. The voice acting in this game is very stunted. It really does feel like, you know when you watch, like, a Sora clip on the internet, like a clip of video, like an AI video generated thing, and it has, like, audio attached?
It's kind of patched together like Once Human. I see signs of it. It looks like Once Human to me.
AI inflections. Basically, there are no inflections, all right? It's because the AI doesn't understand it. It's just regurgitating a line. Like this is what the voice acting sounds like. Hey guys, I just spotted that arc in the distance. Whoa, it's crazy. That arc in the distance is coming closer. Hey guys, we better get out of here and extract soon. And that's pretty much the quality of the voice acting, okay? That's all it is. You know, you gotta give some people some gamer subs over here, maybe snort a line or something, code SOG by the way, and then, you know, get excited, get a little perked up. I mean, you're in a world where fucking robots are flying around and hunting humans down. Tell you what, I'd be shitting bricks before I dropped into the actual action. But yeah, that's one of the most harmful, un-Islamic things that I've ever seen in this situation. So the thing about it is apparently the reason why they use the AI voices is that they can implement ideas quicker. They can create new voice lines in just hours, rather than having to go through the longer process of getting the voice actors in and manually recording. Now, from what I understood, the actual voice actors were contracted, so they actually did hire human beings. And I believe the contract included that they were going to have some AI voice-generated stuff in. So a lot of people say that, yeah, there's like consent given by the voice actors. But to be real with you, I kind of, unless I see the contract and the reasons why it was signed, I'm not just going to say that it was completely, you know, like 2 thumbs up, hell yeah, we agree with it. Because I'm pretty sure, like, if you get hired for a job and you get paid for it later, like, yeah, you want me to like voice 200 lines so you can use an AI to regurgitate like 10,000 shitty lines down the road, then maybe it's not so much that you're hiring me or you're just cheaping out, or you're using me very briefly so that you don't have to pay anyone down the road. Now, unless in their contract they say that they're getting paid out, obviously per line every time this AI is used, maybe it's good. Ultimately, the actual voice actors haven't really come out and bitched about this. So I can imagine that, you know, maybe there's, again, something legal preventing them, or they probably don't really have an issue with this if they really truly did consent to this project. But the thing is, I kind of do agree with the review that it just sort of like cheapens the quality of the game too. Like, there's no reason you should have AI voice slop lines in a video game that isn't, you know, this is not like, it's kind of like putting AI slop voice lines in something like Rainbow Six Siege.
Or Once
which,
Human.
you know, doesn't really have a lot of voice acting to begin with. Like, this is a multiplayer game. The most you have is like call-outs and a few flavor like dialogue lines. This isn't like a 50-hour like RPG or something, or like Grand Theft Auto 5 where you have to like implement so many background voice lines. They really could have just banged a lot of these voice sessions out. It really does feel like the company wants to kind of, you know, cheapen aspects of video game development that they don't find necessarily important. But the thing is, the game is already making gangbusters amount of cash. I don't understand why, like, you know, making sure that a human element is there, especially when the AI element is so, you know, evident, the more you listen to it. You know, they could have just gotten humans to constantly voice this stuff without using AI synthesis models, right? Like, especially for a multiplayer game. There's really no reason to cheapen this out and attract so much controversy for no reason. Now, to be fair, the game is also not full priced. It's like $40. So, again, I expect that there's going to be some aspect of cost cutting here and there. Doesn't necessarily make it something that I'm totally 100% down with. I think generative AI can be cool, but it does have its... There's a lot of nuance to the story, but we'll touch upon that when I show you...
I think they had the AI procedurally generate the whole
so
world.
according to the guys over at, like, Embark,
does that count?
This is, like, an example of how they use AI to make the animations for the game. So arguably, what's more interesting than the voice acting is the fucking robots walking around, right, in the universe. So this is an example of their AI agent learning to walk in the terrains that they make, right? So
coming
this is
in
actually
peaceful.
an AI that's sort of like bumbling around, figuring out how to walk. In a way, it's almost cute to see it because it's like, it's almost like a fucking digital baby figuring out how to wobble around this world that they've created. So you can see that it's fucking up its movement, but it corrects itself, it makes mistakes. But the more that it acts in this environment, the more that it learns, the better it becomes. Now, again, I'm thinking they're doing this to make the AI more realistic, to make it so that, you know, the actual hunts from the robots are more impressive, which, to be fair, they actually are. The AI in this game, when it comes to the arc enemies, which are the robots, are quite impressive, okay? They will track you and follow you and fight you in ways that you probably won't see constantly game to game. Now, the animation work here is actually not like generative AI. It's more similar to something like, again, machine learning, something that you might have noticed back in 2015 if you follow a YouTuber known as Seth Bling. He was playing around with machine learning, and he actually put together this machine learning network for Mario, where, again, Mario could be played by an AI that would constantly fail until it eventually learns, improves its patterns after every generation, after every learning, after every point, where it eventually beats. So, for instance, in this one instance, it like took 34 generations of this AI to start finishing this level. And again, every time it would fail, it would try different things. It would learn how to handle it would learn how to play differently in order to achieve the goal. And that's something that's similar to the animation system that it seems Arc Raiders is using. So that part isn't completely generative AI. This is what it actually really is. Something that's been done for years now. That has nothing to do even so much with like the current state of the LLM AI stuff that people are kind of riled up about. Now the thing about this is, ladies and gentlemen, when I see things like that, it does remind me of technologies like Euphoria from back in the day. So for anybody that doesn't know, back in the day, Rockstar, when they were making GTA 4, used something called the Euphoria physics engine. Now again, this is not a physics engine that is AI or like machine learning even. It's literally just designed to add extra oomph to those ragdoll physics. So in this video they showed, this is like from 12 years ago. You can see that Euphoria is like waving its hand to you. It's like a very human system. Ragdolls are the same ragdolls you would see in like Half-Life. You know, you bonk them in the head, dead, goes lifeless. But here with Euphoria, they've literally crafted like an entire human onto it. So when anytime they have like these behavioral patterns, and then like the actual like models see that other things are happening in the environment, like for instance, this like character dropping near him, they get freaked out. They really do. And this is nowhere more apparent than in Grand Theft Auto 4, where I think it was used in the strongest fashion ever. If you play GTA 4, its physics engine is still, in my opinion, substantially better than like Red Dead 1, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh my god.
Now, obviously, this is a use of generative artificial intelligence, and there's going to be a lot of people that don't like this shit. They don't like it because they feel that, obviously, for instance, artists are going to lose their jobs going in the future, right? Like, when it comes to voice lines, especially for voice lines in a PvP game like Ark Raiders, where the story isn't the most important thing in the world, like, yeah, the voice acting in this game sucks, but it's also not like Metal Gear Solid 4, or like, it's also not like a David Cage game where like the acting is the most integral part of it. But it is something that I think for people who are on the very anti-AI side are probably still not going to be okay with, and they probably shouldn't be okay with.
Yeah,
That's
once
one of the
human had
reasons
a
why I think
janky
the story
story.
doesn't hit as hard, because ultimately it is a very inconsequential part of the game that uses these features.
What story?
You know, it's not like the core game's functionality has been dropped, right? It's
is
still a
that?
pretty good extraction shooter. But unfortunately, this is a cheapened part of the actual experience that, you know, people I think, you know, who have an issue with AI creeping into video games are rightfully pissed off with. And like I said earlier, you know, this is not a game where voice acting should even be a considerable part, right, of the game. You know, it's something that you could have just gone to human actors, and you could have banged 100% of the content with the human actors. You don't really need to have their work done ahead of time, and so then you can make a generative model of it, and then use it later on. Again, I almost feel like that's predatory to the voice actor, because ultimately the voice actor will probably be paid to do like 200 lines, and then you can do however many thousands of lines you want out of this generative AI solution that you have. Because if companies do this now, then you can rest assured that companies like Rockstar Games, whenever they're releasing GTA 7 or GTA 6 or Red Dead Redemption 3, probably might play around a little bit with this kind of stuff if they want to generate a voice line for like a tertiary character, like just some random NPC walking by your character, as opposed to obviously a main or side character that they're actually like working on with a human. The genie is out of the bottle, okay? To give you guys a quick understanding of the situation, right, I'm going to show you a local model.
Peaceful.
Open Web UI. Now with Open Web UI, you can actually load up a local artificial intelligence system. So for instance, here I've got GPT
God, that looks
OSS,
good. Look at
I've
this.
got
It's
Quen
fucking
Coder,
beautiful with
and
good
I've got
frames.
like a vision model right over here. Now, throughout this tool, I can actually combine this with other things like Comfy UI and have this generate images, even connect it to a search engine that I run locally, and have it do web searches on the internet. So this local 20 billion parameter version of GPT open source, which is not even the 120 billion parameters, is able to do pretty much most of my things that I actually am interested in regarding AI completely locally. So for instance, if I wanted to actually, you know, have this explain like, or I don't know, show me a code sequence, for instance, it'll actually fire up the model from Olama and build this for me right here. And I think for a lot of people who are interested by this kind of stuff, you know, it's not just the standard like fact you can ask. It's not even just the standard search you can make GPT do. A lot of people are using this stuff for coding now.
Nice.
And,
Got an
if you're
extract.
gonna be complaining about like Ark Raiders, I just want to let you know that companies like Microsoft, companies like Google, every big company is sort of using this stuff in some capacity to like build software. In fact, if anything, it's become sort of like the de facto norm. Now, for me, obviously, I wonder about the environmental shit regarding artificial intelligence and the usage for it. But when it comes to the actual system, every country is working on this kind of stuff. And the reason I showed you these open source models is no matter what, the genie is out of the bottle. Anybody can download these models, run them on a consumer-grade GPU, and have local AI, agentic AI, image generation, video generation, coding tools, locally on their device, privacy-focused, everything, with a simple download. And it's not just American systems. You can download Chinese artificial intelligence like DeepSeek and get some pretty...
Oh, Duo Q's coming, huh? They want that. Yeah, Duo Q would be cool. Not bad. Not even aggroed a, I love my fucking aquariums. Are fucking awesome. Oh, I need meds. Maybe I can deal with that here. Yeah, maybe I probably can. You don't sell blend, damn it. $29 med packs should do, yeah.
Always
Does the
looking
UC
for the next
really
mark.
think System scares us?
Nobody can stop the Crimson Fleet.
Does the UC really think SysDef scares us?
As long as the credits keep rolling in, life's good.
Always looking for the next mark.
Nobody can stop the Crimson Fleet.
Yes. What?
As long as the credits keep rolling in, life's good.
Does the UC really think SysDef scares us?
Always looking for the next mark.
Does the UC real? We think System scares us?
Oh, it's in my ship belly. Oops. No, did you freeze? You did. You crashed. 'Cause what? Aw, really? Fucking lame. Hi, peaceful. I love this game. I think it is game of the year. Fucking look, I can't stop playing it. Like, it is fun. It's like, what a fun game. Random every time, different every time. Oh, what's this? can't loot it. There's no loot. Damn it. Yeah, this thing should be protecting something good. Oh, like that thing, yeah. I guess I'll use the shield. I wish you could take all. Why isn't there a take all? It's dumb that you can't. I guess I'll use the shield, but I'm not happy that I am. Oh yeah, you crashed though. You crashed. Oh no, what was that? Oh yeah, my shield. What was that? How was that? Oh. Sorry, buddy. Oh, hi. I will not shoot if you don't shoot. There's loot on his corpse, you can have it. Peaceful, peaceful. Got me a nice kill. Peaceful, peaceful. Oh yeah, got a kill. Took his shit. Oh yeah, kitty. Oh, yeah, kitty, I got him. I got that bitch ass. Yeah. He was cracking something. I was like, blah, 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 and you're dead. Not bad, and I got a nice kill here. I killed Strong Angle. Knocked out Raider. Oh yeah, 6k XP getting up there. Level 22, bitch. Alright, so I think I want to kill people if they can't kill me. Otherwise, I'm just peaceful with them. Because robbing them is productive, kind of. Chicken burger. Okay, I'm in. I can turn on the music again. This load wasn't that bad. It was like 5 minutes or something. I've noticed that when it crashes me, it like priority loads me. The fucking contraband things drive me crazy. Okay, so I'm going back out. What the hell happened here? Well, I shot the big thing. Hey, it's a Magshire. I've been looking for that. Oh, that's my best weapon. Oh. this right here.
Return of the Interceptor. Box office record has released. The latest Interceptor movie also set records of production costs and delays. Many of the this director insisting on one that is meeting details. The extravagant gamble paid off.
Good to see you.
I had my doubt. Board's a reminder. You are a reward.
Excuse me.
Some days it feels like if I stopped stitching people back together, the whole city, you get in a scrape, best come. I've got a few things that might be. Overall, not. Mainly it's mine. The real work. Gotta keep you. I got a feeling this ain't the last I'll see of you.
You looking for the Rangers?
If you're hurt,
Head on up, mister.
All right. What have we? Oh, that's. This won't take long. Okay, you're done. Stay safe. I mean it.
Word is, you've been clearing out some male scum. Take this.
Nice.
Colonists here in distress. We could really use your help. Please respond. Please. Oh, thank you for responding. We had someone jump in. We're with, but our grav drive is... We're just... We have a workbench, then we should be able to pay loads more than the... That should do us. We'll be heading out hopefully shortly.
I think you're ready.
Upgraded my stash again. Now I'm at 190 out of 256, and I can keep doing free runs, which is sweet. I have a lot of electrical components that'll sell for a lot. It is a well-made game. It looks like they didn't do that much, but it did. It took a lot of thinking, a lot of hard work to make it as good as it is. Gonna go play a real match, but first,
Now, you're not pestering the captain, right, Cora?
Hester?
okay, we're back in Navula.
Warp drive active.
Acid rain.
All systems appear to be working correctly. Adventure may commence.
Cool. It's like an Ares rock or whatever.
I believe the enemy is nearby. Alert. Enemy location discovered. Eradicate them. Your performance in that conflict was beyond adequate.
Catastrophic damage.
You are not statistically likely to survive this encounter. Your
Syndicate ass. That's about right. I'm out of fucking blend.
Be able to walk at full speed with your pack that full.
If you keep playing this game, you can eventually just pop those things. Wow. The entire crew's gone. Look.
There is no one I would rather see right now.
Look, it chilled out finally.
Your investigation with the Freestar Rangers has... This run. Corruption can make a monster, and yet... there are other... Then there is little sense in people. I thought we at least could agree there are some things more...
Nope, money first. Sorry, you know how this universe is. You either bow before the money god or you don't.
Hello, love.
Oh, really? It's... I've gotta pee. Gotta pee, gotta pee. I love you, kitty.
Allow me to assist in carrying some supplies.
I cannot store that here? Oh, okay. Cannot store. Oh, is it full is why? The guns do look so cool. Makes me wonder if Borderlands 4 has hit the fucking torrents yet. I'll play it on Games Pass sooner or later. It'll be on Games Pass. Or they'll sell it cheaper for like the Christmas sale. They'll sell it for like $40 and I'll buy it for Christmas. It'll be my Christmas present, Borderlands 4. I'm gonna be rank 8 after this, yay. Oh, you don't want me running the same time as Arc Raiders, maybe? Is that what it is? Let's see if that's what it is. I can't wait till Arc Raiders reaches GeForce Now on Epic. Gonna go sell some wood and buy the Razorback Mastery book. And then I will go get pigs and fight them. And now I have to go to the Oristery.
The link to this will be in the description, and it's on Formiculture. But ants mostly fly between June and August. Now there are a couple ways to catch queen ants, so let's go over them real quick. The first way you can catch a queen ant is by waiting for them to have their nuptial flight, and then going around the nest and looking and trying to find mated queens. Now this method is the easiest and usually happens not even purposefully. Usually when a very established species flies, the queens are just littered all over the ground, and it's very easy to collect them. But some species are night flyers. So what do you do if they night fly? Well, that's where method 2 comes in. Blacklighting. Blacklighting uses ultraviolet rays in order to attract insects. This can be incredibly useful to capture queens without putting in too much work, because looking for queens at night without a blacklight is actually pretty hard. Might as well sit back and relax and let the queens come to you. Blacklights can be bought off Amazon for like 30 bucks, but they're not a necessity. So now you know how to make a test tube setup, when queens fly, and how to find them. Now let's get into raising an ant colony. To start us off with raising a colony, we need to know a few things about housing them. How you house your colony might depend on the species. For example, something like Phaedoli require lots of humidity, but then something like Camponotus doesn't require nearly as much. What they nest in is important too, whether it's acrylic, wide tongue, grout, all of that good stuff. Now most ants can live in either one, they'll just succeed a lot better in one that's meant for them. Camponotus tend to do much better in a nest that's built from wide tongue, because they do not need nearly as much humidity, and because they're big, the little wide tongue bubbles do not bother them. But with the smaller species, you might run into some trouble with the little holes. This isn't required, but heating your colonies is very useful and can massively help them grow. in which the rate of their larvae, pupae, and eggs develop. Same goes for humidity. Now let's talk about diet. Now the diet between different species is relatively similar. That is, as long as you don't count things like atta or leafcutter ants that are, well, a lot different. A good diet I go by is mealworms and honey. It's a good source of protein and sugar. Keep in mind, if you plan on breeding your own mealworms, you have to remember, what their food eats is what they eat. As a quick side note, make sure that if you have any questions about species you caught, you can DM me on my Instagram, which is also in the description. It is important to do your research, but if you're still unsure about a lot of things and are very new, you can definitely ask around and people will be more than willing to help you out. Now this next step is the hardest. It was hard for me, it was hard for everybody, and it still is hard. And that is leaving your colonies alone. It's hard. We want to check on our queens, we want to check on our new colonies, this, that. It's hard to not check them, but that added level of stress doesn't help your colony. This is a really good exercise for your mental ability because you're able to teach yourself that you don't need this thing in order to get a greater return, which would be a more successful ant colony. Especially for you beginners, it is really hard to leave a queen alone and not watch her. My best advice for you? Binge watch videos. And not just mine, everybody's. Some of my best ant friends out there are linked in the description below. So go give them a watch as well. They're all jam-packed with great information. Alright, but let's get on with this video. Next up, we need to consider tubing. The Ant Keeping Depot offers 3 different sizes, but these can all be purchased from local hardware stores. These are the recommended sizes that all fit into each other and are primarily used by the ant keeping community. So definitely get yourself some, as it's quite cheap. But we don't want our ants escaping, so how do we prevent that? Well, it's actually pretty easy, using some simple home products that you probably already have. All you need is some isopropyl alcohol, which is just rubbing alcohol, and some baby powder. You don't need to use very much, but in terms of how much of each, I try to go 1/4 rubbing alcohol and 3/4 baby powder. This gives it a good consistency that isn't too wet. But if you're ready to go big or go home, you can get some PTFE off the Ant Keeping Depot and various other websites. This serves the same purpose, it just lasts a little longer, and you don't have to mix anything together. Well, if you made it this far in the video, then thank you very much. You made it to the end, and now you know how to start ant keeping. I want to thank you guys very much for watching this video, and hopefully you learned something new. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
What's up everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, I'll make an ant farm out of a couple of glass jars. It's easy to make, and for me, it was enjoyable to make and entertaining to watch evolve over time. You're never too old to enjoy an ant farm. I try to post a variety of videos, and work in some fun ones for you.
I want to get a big old bottle of Carlos Rosé. And then fill it with like sand or dirt or whatever, yeah, and then let them, and then stick it right here with a cap, you know, with holes poked in it, and like in or whatever, and or just have the cap open because they probably can't get up. They can't get it. Yeah, they probably can't climb out of it. So
before we get started, be sure to subscribe for more how-to and review videos. Also, please forgive anything out of the ordinary with my voice. I'm currently feeling a little under the weather, but I'm still doing my best to make a video for you.
So how do you catch the queen? You like get like a test tube, and you just shove the queen inside with like a pair of tweezers, I guess.
Now let's get started. To get started, you just need a couple of glass jars. Here are a few that I have been setting aside in anticipation of building an ant farm soon. What's needed is a smaller jar that will fit inside of a larger jar. These two will work well. Next, remove the labels from the jars. Looks like I already cleaned up the big jar.
I would maybe do something for hydration. I would put like a bottle of water in the middle of it, and that would just leak into the soil.
let's take care of the little jar. I'll start out by scraping off all the paper, but we'll still be stuck with the glue. This label glue can be a real hassle. One tip is to use brake cleaner to remove the glue. It usually takes the glue right off. Otherwise, if you fool around with hot water or scrapers, it just moves the glue around, but doesn't get it off. Next, wash and rinse the jars thoroughly, so they are clean of contaminants, so the ants can live in them safely. Now it's time for some dirt. I have some over here. Insert the small jar centered inside the large jar. This will result with no dirt in the center, which will force the ants to dig their tunnels around the outside, where you can see them. Don't fill it too high, maybe 3/4 high. You need a void at the top, so the ants have a place to put loose dirt as they dig. This is probably a little too high. I'll remove some before I put in the ants. I dig it. Next, to prepare, punch some small holes in the lid of the jar, so the ants will have fresh air. Make sure to keep them small, so the ants cannot fit through the holes. This looks pretty good. Now it's time to collect some ants. I've got a couple options. Here are some very small ants. I believe they're called pavement ants. Here they are, next to a United States dime, for a sense of scale. And here's a larger ant, again next to a dime for scale. I believe it's a carpenter ant. If I got these ants wrong, just let me know in the comments. I'm going with these guys. Here's a nest. There are plenty of them. Gathering enough shouldn't be a problem. There's a couple ways to go about it. For example, here's another jar, and I put a piece of fruit in it. Then I let it sit for about a half hour, so the ants could congregate. And a half hour later, there's a good group of ants in there. So I put on the lid. These look like some motivated ants, full of energy and ready to dig tunnels. Then I introduced them into the ant farm. If you're up for it, and if you're feeling fast, you could also just grab them and throw them in. It goes pretty quick. Here are a couple notes on collecting ants. First, make sure they are all from the same colony. Otherwise, if you collect ants from different colonies and mix them, they will fight to the death. This is not what we want. We want our ants to work together to dig some awesome tunnels. Second, I do not recommend getting a queen ant. A queen ant is required to sustain an ant colony long term. However, queen ants can live for decades and produce thousands of new ants. Your glass jar ant farm cannot support this. Just grab a handful of worker ants. They will still dig tunnels without it.
What about a bigger one? I could just do this on a much larger scale. I can put like a mason jar inside of a Carlos Rossi bottle or something, or I don't know. What can I do? I can blow a balloon up in there and then deflate it with I could put a balloon in there and then blow it up and then, or I don't know what I could do.
A queen, and they should live for a couple weeks or a couple months. On that note, be aware that without a queen to produce new workers, the ant farm will only last for the lifespan of the worker ants. I'm going to keep this right here, next to my terrarium and ecospheres. These have been sealed up for about a year. They receive light and heat energy from the outside, but other than that, they are completely sealed ecosystems. And the terrarium has its own water and air cycle. Here's the terrarium. It has a rock layer for drainage, dirt, plants. Now I know there's some isopods in there for sure. It's been interesting to watch. I don't think any of these plants are the same as when I sealed it. Those have died and new ones have grown. It's an interesting cycle. The ecospheres are just dirt and water from a pond. I thought this one was completely dead over the winter, but there's some new stuff going on in there now. I'll tighten this ant farm lid with the good old how-to and reviews wrench to guarantee that no ants get out. Then I can set it with my other jars. That should do it. Now, how to care for the ants. Ants dig in the dark. It's dark underground. So I made a simple shade out of black construction paper. Just wrap the black construction paper around the jar and tape it in place. Then cut the top so it's just above the jar. That was a pretty lazy cut. I've got to clean it up a little bit. Now they have a nice dark environment to work in. Ants also need food and water. About once a week, you can soak a cotton ball with water and set the cotton ball in the farm. This will provide water. I also put in a little piece of apple for food. Remove the cotton ball and the fruit and replace them with fresh ones about once a week. Checking in on the ants a couple days later, they have some tunnels going. Things are looking good. It'll be fun to check in and see the progress over the next couple weeks. So that wraps up this video. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please
Oh, Sandy, Edith, Sheila, Olivia. 20 eggs and 16 corn. I'm going to give them 4 more. Or I don't know, 16 corn will probably be fine. 20 eggs and 14 things. Let's see if we can get another beehive nucleus. Nope, didn't get one, but that's alright.
chance, give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next.
I did it again. I got another ant colony. You've probably heard of crazy cat ladies before. Well, I think I am becoming a crazy ant guy. But this time, it's not my fault. The set was provided to me by Antcube, free of charge. There is a link in the description if you want to buy this set. That transition. Whoa. In my defense, this is heavier than it looks. Somewhere in here should be live ants. At least I hope they are alive. Otherwise, this will be a very boring video. This set contains 2 nests and an arena. And of course, some ants. There they are. I'll unpack them in a minute. This is some other stuff, but I better hurry up because I got something very important to do. Yes, this has to be done every time. So these are the ants and the 2 nest areas they will hopefully use as a home. The left one will be used as a nesting area, and the right one here will be used to store seeds, because this is a seed collecting species. And here they are. They are becoming very active because they are exposed to light. And that big one there, that kinda looks dead, is the queen. But don't worry, she's fine. I'm covering them back up for now, until their terrarium is set up. The set also contains cricket jam, and it looks, smells and tastes disgusting. Yes, taste. Because in a previous video I said I would taste it if that video got 50,000 likes. So I did. But I will not make that same mistake again. I will taste these blanched crickets if this video gets 80,000 likes. I think we can all agree that these also look disgusting.
12 million views.
These actually smell disgusting. But I'm willing to taste them. For science. At least the ants like them. So it can't be that bad. There is just one last thing I want to show you before I start setting up the terrarium. Because this thing is broken. Fixed it. The left one is a thermometer and the right one a hydro, a moist meter. You will see me struggle installing these other stuff later in the video. So now it's time to start setting up the terrarium. This tube is gonna be used to connect the 3 parts. I don't know why I'm pointing at them. You can all see them. This is stupid. The species of ants we have doesn't really like vibration. That is why we have some cushions to put under the nests and under the arena. The ants are ready to get into the terrarium. Even the queen is moving a bit now. She might be a queen, but she is not going to win any beauty contest. This is another messer species. These are seed collecting ants from the dry regions of Kenya, and they are not very common in ant keeping. Now, the most important thing you need when you start ant keeping are ants. The second is an escape-proof terrarium. Don't worry, this isn't hard to install, I'm just clumsy. This part is used to connect the arena with the nest. Of course, we need a lid. And yes, there's a hole in it, but we will solve that later. First, we need to install these meters. And there's only one chance of this, because once they're stuck, they're never coming off. So I'm nervous. Great success.
Great success!
Proof, we have this Amazon Ausbruchschutzöl. I think it means stay the F in the terrarium oil. This is a barrier that the ants can't cross. But there is an extra lid to go on top of this to be extra sure. This way you can open the terrarium, poke some ants I guess, and close the terrarium again, all without the ants escaping. Closing off the ventilation holes. And now we can start the real business. The most efficient way to add the substrate is of course this tiny shovel. At least if you can open the substrate. I'm not proud to say, but this took me 5 minutes. Ah yes, efficiency. Don't tell anyone, but I'm actually trying to get sponsored by the Tiny Shovel Company. Now I just need a way to spread the sand a bit. Yes, that's it. I added too much sand here. You will see why later in this video. I'm spraying the sand here so the ants don't get dust lung. I guess we're good. No, seriously, it's actually important for the health of the ants that the substrate is a bit wet. There is this fake desert background, but I'm not using it because I like to keep things natural. Ah yes, nature. I'm adding this stick because I hope it helps the ants find the entrance to the nest faster, since they live in an arid area.
I want to do this.
Pro tip, use gloves. Again, use gloves. This is the water container. I'm covering it a bit, so less of the plastic is visible. There are also some food containers, but I'm not using them. For the seeds, I'm using the stone as kind of a table. And I'm adding these later when the ants are in. You get an extra one of these for free, by the way, if you order a set in December. Who doesn't want cricket jam under a Christmas tree? One last thing to do before we add the ants. Close off this hole and then connect everything with tubes. Alright, and water the nest area a bit. The ants need a higher humidity. I placed some books under the arena so the ants don't have to climb. And yes, I own books. I'm sophisticated. I'm cutting the tube to the right size.
You own Harry Potter.
Pro tip, use a bigger scissor. At this point I thought, that went easy, but of course I should not have thought that. Lube up, guys. This is the escape oil, and it can be used to make it easier to connect the tube. Everything is set up, so now it's finally time to put in the ants. I hope so much that is not what she said. Here we go. Watch till the end if you want to see them move into the nest areas. I'm also covering the nest areas with this red foil that blocks the light a bit. Hopefully that stimulates the ants to start digging here. But of course first, they need to leave the tube. And to motivate them, I'm giving them this yummy blanched cricket. There's one ant that comes take a look, but she's not sure yet. Nah, she got work to do. The seeds need to be processed in some kind of bread. That is what makes these ants special. They store these seeds, so they have a food reserve. But this one is doing another job. She is moving out the waste, and this is a dead worker. At this point I realized that the ants are not only smarter than me, but also cleaner than me. And then, finally, the first ant set food outside. A disgusting cricket. Interesting. More ants followed soon. And they start licking the cricket. It doesn't look like they're really biting it. Wait. I guess they are really licking it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that if this video gets 80,000 likes. While these ones are enjoying a nice meal, there are other ants that are taking out the trash even further. The entrance of the nest area, of course. Here is another one. That is not the right spot, buddy. I was observing the ants and I noticed this one started digging in the corner. And that is why I added too much sand. You have a chance that the ants will start building a nest inside of the arena, but keep watching, the ants will still surprise you later. While I was filming this, someone very important showed up. The queen decided to take a stroll out of the tube. I guess she's looking if the others were working hard enough.
This is, I want to do this. I want to make an ant colony. I didn't think it was legal to get queens in America, but he might not live in America.
But queens don't usually like it outside, so she gets back into the nest. I was observing the ants all day already, so I went to sleep.
All day already.
I woke up to a surprise. The queen was gone, and I saw some ants digging here, near the entrance of the nest, and also the one in the corner found some help. I have no clue where the queen is. She is in one of the two areas where the ants are digging, so we better follow a worker underground. No queen to be seen here, but back above ground I noticed a worker grabbing this. I'm assuming that this is a piece of the ant bread. Follow the food, I guess. She is going in the hole in the back. Unfortunately, I have no angle of filming this, but to be sure, I removed the stone on top, so there's less weight on the tunnels they're digging. Here you can see a worker process one of the seeds. These are the first step of making the ant bread. Now, do you want to see something very sad? I don't know why I'm asking you this, because you can't answer, but I'm warning you, this is sad. This is a crippled worker. I saw it fall from the top of the arena, and I guess it fell on a stone or something, because she can't use her back legs anymore. I did not know ants took fall damage. A while later, something weird was going on. The ants were bringing back the ant bread, and a few hours later, another surprise appeared. Yes, she's back. But that means there's another chance of them getting in the real nest area. So I put some seeds in the entrance, and it worked. One worker was exploring the nest areas. I didn't want to remove the foil, because I was afraid I was gonna scare her. Now she's going back to report to the colony, and hopefully they follow soon. In the meanwhile, I'm giving them some sugar water. These ants usually get their sugar from the seeds they process, but I wanted to give them some of this anyway. They don't seem to be interested in sugar water. Exploring this new area is more exciting, and more ants are doing so. The ants ran back and forth for a few hours. Even I got tired of watching them. But they had to be absolutely sure the nest was safe before they started moving in this precious cargo, like these eggs here. Ma'am, those are not eggs. I don't know what this one is doing, but it's carrying a worker inside the nest. But I think it recognized its mistake, and she carried it all the way back to the tube. Of course, she was very careful while carrying this worker, and she banged its head against everything she passed, and that might explain why it had to be carried. I'm not sure, but I think this is a new worker. As you can see, she has a lighter colored head than the rest of the ants, and also, she's still pretty clumsy. The ants kept running back and forth, moving stuff, so I was pretty sure the colony move was happening soon.
It reminds me of Pedro
Of course,
from
like
Napoleon
always,
Dynamite.
I was right. Yeah, that was a lie. But for once, I was actually right. The queen moved into this popcorn nest, but she seemed very restless and separated from the workers. That is, because this nest is still a bit too big for this small colony. The move happened a bit too soon. That is why I decided to cover the test tube. This way, the ants have the choice of staying in there until the colony is a bit bigger.
Oh, it's only 30 gold?
And in the meanwhile, some workers have already started building a nest here. This
Ooh,
is
I'm gonna
actually
buy
the
it.
right spot, because the dry popcorn nest is designed to store the seeds. And this nest here is a bit humid, and that is what the ants need. So they will probably keep digging here until the colony is big enough to move in. And the first ones to see this move will be these patrons. Thank you to everyone that watched, and thank you to all patrons, and thanks again to Antstore for this set. Now please go watch this video, it will help me a lot.
Swine influence. Fuck. Okay, I'm going to stop here, guys. It's 1:53 in the morning. I'm going to go to bed. Love you guys. Thank you so much for your time. I will be back tomorrow to play some Eve and some FFXI and some, you know, Rust and, you know, Arc Raiders and all that stuff. And yeah, we're doing well here. I'm going to get full stat. No, I'm not. I don't need to. So, yeah, we good. I'm going to just go now. I'm going to quit. And, yep. And, let's take a look at the ant cube. He doesn't live in America, no.
Barbara, are you a barbarian?
Welcome, guys.
Anyways, I'm going to stop this video here with a reminder that you've been watching Skycatlive. I'm a full-time variety gamer. Put me on in the background. Click on the cast face to donate. And come to the YouTube. I don't know why you're not going to my site. It's because these weird buttons have been pressed again. And now you can't click. It's weird. It's just weird. It's Alt. It's my Alt button. It's that button. It's sticking. And, yeah. Oops, it was my Alt button. I removed the key because I was like, I think it's my Alt button. And it was. It was my fucking Alt button. So dumb. I don't know. Ant bread.
This is my giant ant farm, and inside there are hundreds, if not thousands, of harvester ants. This colony is growing extremely fast. They have a need to expand, but things are getting out of hand. Get it? Hand? Never mind. So 20 days ago, I decided to take action. This is what the colony looked like back then. And as you can see, the ants are cramped in there like, well, ants in an ant colony. I knew I had to do something. So first, I'm going to give them the staircase. So yeah, I'm replacing this tube with a staircase. This way, the ants in the arena can go all the way up the staircase, like this. Yeah, you all know how a staircase works. But I bet you have never seen ants use one. Trust me, you want to see this. This colony is growing extremely fast, so a staircase alone is not going to cut it. Only 600.
Oh, damn it! I thought I was stopping, but I'm not.